up, House of Ajay, No Narc Network TV, and Oshun Ajay exclusive. So I want to talk real quickly about something I talk about a lot, but I really want to expound on it today. The devil, okay? Because I want to clear up any misconceptions that the devil is, this red guy that, lives underground and has a forked tongue and a pitchfork and a tail, right? The devil is an energy that we vibrate. We can either vibrate very low and be in that devil energy, or we can raise our vibrations and actually be a conduit, a host for God, okay? And so I want people to be able to recognize the devil and the devil energy when you see it, because I feel like a lot of people see the devil as a separate entity from us that, has to come into us and all of that. And they also see God in that way. At the end of the day, both of these energies exist within us. And it's basically our choice, our decision to align ourselves with either energy. Okay, so me, you guys have been seeing me, trying to change my diet, changing the things that I consume in terms of, the television that I watch, the music that I listen to, things that I choose to participate in my efforts to align myself with my highest self, which would be God and Goddess, okay? God and Goddess in perfect balance, okay, is a divine being. So the reason why I want to, point out what the devil is so that you recognize it when it's operating in your lives, trying to come between relationships with you and your family members or people that you love, friends, whatever. The devil energy is the people that you love or people around you, even if that you don't love, vibrating at a very low vibration, not aligning themselves with their highest self, but staying very low. The foods that we eat contribute to this, the music we listen to, the television that we watch, and the ways in which that we choose to express ourselves. All of these things contribute to which energy that we're going to be aligning ourselves with, okay? So the reason why I want you to recognize it is because right now the devil has ramped up all of his vices in an attempt to take as many souls out with him as he can, because he knows that his days are numbered. Okay, now when I say him, again, I don't want you to picture this as a separate entity. It is an energy that wants to use your body to live. The energy already exists within you. It's about what are you going to align yourself with. If you want to align yourself with your highest self, you need to eat high vibrating foods. You need to watch higher vibratory programs, or not watch it at all. Be out in nature, align yourself with nature, drink alkaline water, eat alkaline foods. You want your body to be electrical, okay? A divine being is an electrical light being. So in order for your body to become electrical, you need to eat foods with electricity in them, okay? So, high vibrating water, high vibrating fruits and vegetables, okay? Even if you're not able, cold turkey right off the bat to cut out the meat out of your diet, at the very least begin to incorporate fruits and vegetables, more fruits and vegetables into your diet. Start to eliminate the negative things that you watch on television. Recognize when the devil is using a loved one, because that person is vibrating so low, to say hurtful things to you and to, do hurtful actions towards you. Because, people will always, that old saying, the devil made them do it. They say that in a joking manner as if that doesn't actually happen, but it actually does happen. Because again, the greatest trick that the devil ever pulled was to convince people that he doesn't exist. Now we know that God can use our bodies as a host to do great things in the world. We also need to recognize that the devil can also use our bodies to do horrible things in the world, to say horrible things to other people, to commit horrible actions against humanity, nature, and other living beings. Because it tends to be that, you know, when we're doing good things, we will acknowledge, you know, that was God, that wasn't nothing but God. And some people don't, they think it's themselves, okay? But I need people to acknowledge that when, you know, you're committing these horrible acts that we know that we wouldn't do if we were, you know, a compassionate being like we were created to be. If we had compassion or empathy for other people, there's certain things that you wouldn't be able to do. However, we see people doing and saying these things, okay? And so you have to understand that that's not the correct, that's not that person. It's them vibrating low enough for that devil energy to take over and to use them to do horrible things in the world. Now, if you're an empath, you have experienced this most of your life, okay? Your family members who are vibrating low enough to be used, they have been used to hurt you, to say hurtful things, to do hurtful things in your life. I want you to recognize that it is not the spirit of the person that you love that is doing this, but it is within your own spirit, but it's when you're vibrating low enough to be in that devil energy. So, you know, remember in the Bible when Yeshua said, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." This is what he understood. He still loved the person because he knew that if they was to raise their vibration, they would be a better, more compassionate, more empathetic person. But because they were vibrating so low, they were kind of unconscious. They were like the walking dead. They were sleepwalking. They were not conscious of what they were doing. The reason why they were not conscious is because when you vibrate low enough, there is a disconnect between your heart and your sacral chakras. And so your lower self is not connected to your higher self. And so the low people who are vibrating in their lower self, their root and sacral chakras, are literally not conscious. They are like the walking dead. They are sleepwalkers. And so when you're vibrating low enough, you're disconnected from all the things that connect you to your God consciousness, which is from the heart chakra on up. The heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. Okay? And so when a person is stuck in their root and sacral, which is the majority of humanity in the third dimension, these people are sleepwalkers. This is why, you know, they have these sayings about, like, you know, stay woke and, you know, being, you know, awakened and being woke, because a lot of people are not. Okay, even the people talking about being woke, a lot of those people are still stuck in their root and sacral chakras. Okay, you can tell by the vices that are being used to keep them there. Things like alcohol, cigarettes, sex and porn addictions, food addictions. Addictions is one of the devil's greatest vices that he uses to keep people stuck in the loop of hypnotic rhythm on a negative level. And so I just want you to recognize that when people are doing all these horrible things or saying horrible, hurtful things to you, try to forgive them because they know not what they do. Not saying stay around them and all of that, but the reason why you need to forgive them is so that that energy is not transferred over to you. Because when someone you love says some hurtful things to you, then you get hurt, and then, you know, it usually triggers anger in you, and then the devil is winning because now you're vibrating low. It's like a transferable, the energy has been transferred. Okay, and so just in the same way that when we do good things and we spread love and light, we can ignite other people's, you know, lights within them so that they raise their vibrations. It happens, you know, the same way with negativity. When someone, you know, that you love and you genuinely have, you know, the interest of helping and, you know, trying to be good to them, they, you know, do hurtful things to you out of the blue, or unwarranted attacks that you feel that you've been attacked. You know, it's a natural reaction to be hurt, to get angry, to withdraw withdraw from that person. And again, when we do that, the devil is winning. And so in a lot of people's cases right now, in the case of this spiritual war, the devil is absolutely winning the war, because a lot of people are being triggered by people that they love and choosing to disconnect. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be disconnecting. If somebody is damaging you and hurting you, you absolutely should disconnect, but still love the person, even if it has to be from a distance. Don't allow the devil to enter into you and cause you to be an angry, low vibrating person, because they are. Because, who's going to save us if we all just, allow this energy to be transferred from host to host? That means that the devil is absolutely winning and taking over humanity. Okay, so there's going to be a few of us who see through this, and we're not going to allow that to happen. So the reason why I'm saying that is because, I see it a lot. I see it happening because of this spiritual warfare. The people who are vibrating low, they just get taken over, and they don't even, they're not even conscious of the ways that they're being used to hurt the people around them. And so you have to really stay conscious. You have to stay woke. Even when people are trying to trigger you, stay woke and forgive them, and understand that they do not know what they're doing, because their heart is disconnected from the root and sacral. So when your heart is disconnected, you're just moving automatically. You're not, you're not aware emotionally of what you're doing. So when you're not aware emotionally, because your heart is not connected, you are capable of doing or saying anything, some of the most horrible things, to people who don't deserve it. And so I want you to recognize this when it happens in your life, because if you're an empath in any sort of way, it's going to be happening a lot to you. Right now and in these upcoming, hopefully it's only going to be, I don't know, I don't want to predict a time, but we're at war right now. It is spiritual. And so that's one of the ways that the enemy is going to be attacking, is through your loved ones, your family members, people that you care about, just acting out of character and absolutely just saying the most horrible things to you possible, lying on you, accusing you of things that they know you haven't done, gaslighting, all of these things trying to trigger you into that lower vibration. I want you to recognize this as the devil energy just trying to transfer, and not necessarily transfer, because when they trigger you, they're still going to be negative too, but now you're negative as well. So it's like, lighting that internal fire, and basically when you're vibrating low and you're igniting the fire, it's literally the fires of hell. Okay. When we ignite that eternal flame within us on a higher vibration, then we become light workers, and we can also transfer the God consciousness of love, unconditional love, between, hosts as well. And so in the height of this war, I'm seeing a lot of negative energy being transferred between people, because they don't recognize the devil. They, again, his greatest trick was to, convince you that he doesn't exist. So when these things happen, we think that, it is our loved one, that they really meant what they're saying, that they really believe the lies that they're telling on you. At the end of the day, we know that the devil is a lie and a liar. And so when the people start, people you love start acting out of character, when they start lying on you, lying to you and accusing you of things that you haven't done, all of those things are evidence of the devil lying. Okay. And so recognize the spirit. Okay. And don't literally, don't take it out on the person, because this is his trick. His trick is to have you fighting, to have you, back and forth, transferring negative energy between people who actually love one another. And so, it's going to happen. Okay. And when it does happen, just make sure that you don't take it personally, and that you don't fall into the trick and the game of, receiving it as a personal attack, and also, attacking back or disconnecting in anger. Because anytime we do any of these actions as a reaction of the devil using someone to try to trigger us, we are allowing him to win and overtake us as well. So the message is, Continue to vibrate high regardless of what anyone else is doing or saying, even to you personally. Because again, we are at war, and the devil is an invisible enemy that basically it is the inner me. The inner me. The inner me consists of an energy that has two spectrums. On one end, you have love and light. On the other end, you have the exact opposite, the absence of love or light. Okay, this is an energy that exists within you. And in order to align yourself with the higher vibration of the God consciousness, we need to eat better. We need to consume better energies in every one of our bodies. Okay, and so when we're not, then we are absolutely available for that negative energy to use us as a host. It's just like in the Matrix, when Morpheus told Neo, you know, anyone who's still plugged into the Matrix can be used by an agent. They can be overtaken by one of the agents, right? And so this is the same principle as anyone who is still plugged into the Matrix by way of eating low vibrational foods, watching low vibrational programs, listening to low vibrational music, you know, entertaining low vibrational other beings, doing low vibrational activities. Any of these things can make you available as a conduit for the devil energy. And even if you're not doing it, if the people around you are doing it, then they are a conduit for the devil energy. And so when that energy rises up to attack you, recognize it as that, and don't take it personally, and don't be triggered enough to throw that energy back at the person, because at the same time you can block it, but don't allow it to enter you. When you take it personally and you get hurt and you get angry and you get triggered by it emotionally, it has entered you, because now you're vibrating low. Block the energy. Don't entertain it. Don't receive it. Rebuke it, and it will flee from you. So what brought this on was that someone tried to trigger me, you know, not too long ago. And because I've been doing the work on myself, it didn't work. And I was clearly able to see this spirit and what it was trying to do. And so, you know, it absolutely did not work, which means that in my own personal war against the quote unquote devil, I am conquering that. Okay. And I have conquered that. Like, you know, there's nothing in me that can be triggered to vibrate at that level anymore. And so this is what I wish for all of you, is that you continue raising your own personal vibration, so that when this energy comes, because it will come, okay, when this energy comes in, especially if you have family members that you love, or people that you love that you're still trying to help overcome this, and, you know, help them to raise their vibrations, but they're still in a low vibration at the moment, they will absolutely be used at this time to try to trigger you. Okay. And so I want you guys to be prepared and ready, so that when it happens, you don't take it personally, that you're not triggered into allowing that energy into you and then causing you to act out of a low vibrational energy. Okay. So again, the greatest trick that the devil ever pulled was to convince people that he doesn't exist. Okay. But he does exist on the other end of the spectrum from the God consciousness that already exists within you. Okay. And so I just want you guys to be prepared, that when this does come and it's using the people that you love to try to attack you, that you recognize what's going on and you don't respond in the way that the devil wants you to respond. Because again, once you start to act in a low vibrational way, the devil has officially entered the building. Okay, so I just wanted to come by and remind you guys of that. I will be back later to talk about some other things that are important, but I felt that, you know, it was important to get you all prepared for what's coming, because in 3D the war is in full swing, and again, the devil is pulling out all of the vices in order to try to overtake and take as many people out with him as he can. That's the only thing that he can do, because it has already been written that he be taken out. And so that's what's happening. And so the only thing that he can try to do is take as many people with him as he can. Okay. So if you're within the range of my voice, I do prayerfully hope that you will heed the words of the Spirit and prepare yourselves accordingly. Okay. Peace, love, and abundant blessings.